going to have solutions to the excuses you and I have. Meditation. Last week I had to go to the dentist, and because I had a cavity, although it was a cavity under cavity, just to be fair to myself, I'm doing a good job. And he's like, oh, how about if we just be brave and do this without anesthetic? I'm like, okay, let's try that. So anyways, we did. But I used my meditation. It's really the first time that I tried to use my meditation to kind of get myself through a situation like that. And I realized finally the hard work I've been put on. I think I'm up to 257 times of meditating, because the app I use tracks how many times you've done it overall. So I've been doing it 257 times, and it's the first time I've actually tried to implement it into my life. But that was good news, because a lot of times I think when I've been doing my meditation, I feel like, oh, I'm not very good at this. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm always thinking about something else. It's not doing me any good. But I just keep doing it because I like the thought that she has at the end of the meditation she does. So I just keep going, trudging through. So I was really happy last week when I went to the dentist and I used my meditation, because I'm like, it's working. So I wanted to give you some solutions to get rid of your excuses that you may or may not be using to meditate. Okay, so the first excuse that I have, clear my mind, which was really why I thought meditation wasn't working for me, because whenever you just sit down for a moment, your mind races here and there, and I really would have a problem sometimes with clearing my mind. My second excuse is that I don't have time. I can't make time in my day for meditation. My third excuse was I would fall asleep. I'd sit down, I'd meditate for a few minutes, and then 20 minutes later, and then I'd wake up oh, wait, I missed the whole meditation. And my fourth excuse was that, I kind of said, it doesn't work for me. I just can't do it. My mind is always racing. It doesn't work. It's not for me. So I sat down, and since I had a really favorable experience with it last week and I was in the dentist, I wanted to give you guys some solutions to these excuses. And so you can get rid of your excuses and start meditating. Again, why do we want to meditate? Because it reduces depression and anxiety. It improves your memory. It improves, what's the other one? I wrote them all down because I knew I'd forget. No, it's very, very good for you. So our first excuse, I can't clear my mind. So what I did to clear my mind actually during the drilling in my tooth was I just focused on 2 words. And thankfully that day the meditation was about these 2 words, love and peace. So you breathe in and you say love, and you breathe out and you say peace. And you just keep doing that, love, peace. And so those are the 2 words I used when he was drilling. And I kind of thought they were funny because it didn't feel very much like love or peace, and you're in your tooth. But it worked. Because I would just concentrating, saying, breathing in, saying love, and breathing out, saying peace. So that's one of the tools I use to clear my mind. Some of the other words that you could use just to count them, breathe in for 1, breathe out for 2. Another one or you could just use the words in and out, actually, in, out. And you'll be surprised if you're trying to clear your mind, just focusing on 2 words when you're breathing really helps. I also like to use short phrases. In the morning meditation, when I'm trying to clear my mind, a lot of times I'll be say, be with me on the in and guide me on the out. So that's one way to clear your mind, is just to focus on 2 words. I don't have the time. Isn't that an excuse? We have so many things in our life that are really good for us, that are really important. And if you're going to use the excuse that you don't have time, first you have to stand back and think, this is important for me. This is going to improve my brain health, my anxiety. I'm going to have a better memory. So first of all, just stand back. The first solution I have is just really think about, if you're can't take 5 to 10 minutes for yourself, you have to really think, I need this. The second solution for time is to do little mini meditations when you find a trigger. For example, when you're at a stoplight, don't show your eyes, but you could just do a mini meditation then. Which I tell my daughter this all the time with them, because she's a little bit of a mini road rage girl. Oh my gosh, this driver, that driver. I'm like, you need to meditate. And I think she thinks I'm kidding, but I'm not. And maybe I'll have to have a conversation with her about doing these mini meditations at a stoplight. Or how about when you wash your hands, if you just do a mini meditation there. And they don't have to be long, but even if you take a minute just to clear your mind and focus on your breathing, it'll really help you get in the practice of meditating. So find a trigger. When you walk in your house, when you walk your dog, when you are making your breakfast. You don't have to be sitting down in one spot to meditate. You can use just the focusing and clear your mind and breathing when you're doing these things. So many triggers. That'll help with time. You fall asleep. Okay, well, two things. One, I actually do use meditation to fall asleep, so sometimes. So if it's a good meditation to use if you do want to sleep and your mind is racing, what I do is I just turn on my phone and turn on my Calm app. They have different like sleeping ones. And to be honest with you, I never make it through. Like for some reason, when you're focusing on something else and you're really concentrating on your meditation, you fall right asleep. The second thing is if you fall asleep and you don't want to because it's like the middle of the day, then what I suggest is that you meditate first thing in the morning. That really works for me. If I just meditate first thing in the morning, it starts my day off right. I really like it. Kind of clears my mind and it gives me like this peaceful thought. Like last week when I meditated in the morning, thankfully I did, and it was about love and peace, so I could use it at the dentist. So for time, if you do want to sleep, it's a perfect thing to use to help you calm your brain, all that running around, and go to sleep. Or if you don't want to sleep, try to do it first thing in the morning. Okay, so the solution, meditation doesn't work for me. I don't know, I've told some friends, Jack, you should really try it. It really helps, like when you're in a stressful situation, and almost inevitably they're like, oh, it doesn't work for me. And I think the key to that is that you don't try it long enough, first of all. Like it's anything, it's a learned practice. And I think sometimes we think about meditation, like you should just be able to do it. Like you just sit down, clear your mind, breathe. We do all these things every day. But it's a practice that you have to learn. Just like anything in our life, we have to learn and you have to stick with it. So if you're learning to meditate, you can't put one good week in and then go, yeah, it didn't work. My mind was still racing. Because like I told you, I'm up to 257 meditations and I still feel like there's just stuff flowing in my mind all the time. But when the time came to use it, I had that in my toolbox and it worked. Okay, so it doesn't work for me. Make it a regular practice, like every day, 5 days a week, make sure that you're meditating. You'll learn how to do it. It'll start to just kind of seep into your process. I've done midi meditations earlier, that's the first time I use it for an event. But like sometimes I just start to feel stressed. I'll just kind of like breathe in, breathe out. And if you just focus on that for a little while, it starts to work. But you have to put in the work day after day to get to that practice. All right, the second solution, if you to say it doesn't work for you, is to use the mini triggers like we talked about earlier. Like when you're at a stoplight. So you start practicing these mini meditations. It just kind of becomes ingrained in the way you think and the way you act and the way like you use situations. So you could practice every day, use the mini triggers because they'll help you to get used to using meditation. The second thing is if meditation doesn't work for you, try using the 2 words and like do it consistently. Try to keep doing it throughout your meditation. Now, for me, what I find is I'll start, like be with me, guide with me, or be with me, guide me. I'll do it for a while. My mind will race off because it just does. I'm still really, really a novice at trying to like calm my brain waves or my brain thoughts. But then I come back to it. So it's always something that you're drawn back into, these 2 words. So if it doesn't work for you, another solution is to make sure you try the 2 words. And the third one that I really like to use for the regular practice is I use a candle every time and I love it. And I think it really helps just draw me to meditation because it's I love to have that smell every day. But additionally, it kind of helps work for me because if I keep it in my kitchen, if I'm having a stressful day, I just kind of unlit candle go and smell it. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's kind of the association and it's an additional sense on my meditation. It really helps become more of a practice and starts to work for me. Now, of course, if you're doing night meditation, please don't use a candle. No, you don't want any whatever. I like only for your day meditations or your morning meditations. All right, so we went through our excuses. I just want to recap some of the solutions that we had so you can get rid of your excuses not to try meditation. Try the 2-word practice, like breathe in, out, or love, peace, 1, 2, whatever you want to do. Just did that on my own. 2 words, do triggers. So every time you wash your hands, you do a mini meditation. Every time you're at a stoplight, you do a mini meditation. Find the right time of the day. So if you're trying to stay awake, do it first thing in the morning. If you're trying to calm yourself, do it when you go to bed. But in order for meditation to work, you have to find the time that's in tune with your body. And fourth is combine all these, but also combine them with like scent. For me, that really works. Like having a candle, like for one thing, it just draws me to the practice more every day because I love the smell. But it also kind of like that additional scent with the mind, it just really brings it together throughout the day later. Our flamingo lingo of the day is meditations for the birds, because we are. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. Flock on.